Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. So today we're doing a continuation of the fairy tale reading that I did recently. That reading was about what's coming next for you, so what's the next step on your journey. This reading is called The Wishing Well. So it's a timeless reading, so whenever you watch this video, it's going to have a message for you, but it is going to tell you what wishes are going to be granted in the kind of next 6-month period. So I decided on that because when I'm posting it, we're in June, or we'll be nearly in June by the time I post this. And so there's like another 6 months left of the year, and I just want to see what wishes are going to be granted for you guys. So we're bringing back some of my sums because I know that they've been pretty popular on the piles. But before we get into the piles, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's been supporting me on Patreon, including Alex, Kat, Alexandra and Ashley. Thank you so much for your continued support. It really means the world to me. If you want to help out my channel, please do consider checking out my Patreon page. We do exclusive picker cards, and there's a monthly prize draw at the end of each month to win a reading with me, and there's a load of other fun stuff over there. So do check that out if you want to get to know me better and help out the channel. Or if you would like to make a one-off donation, I have a PayPal link for tips and donations to the channel. I also have an Amazon wishlist for anyone who wants to be very generous and send me a deck. Thank you so much for everyone who has done that so far. And if you want to book a private reading, I have my Etsy page in the description box as well. Please remember to leave your name, your question, your email address, and if there's anyone else involved in your question, like if you're asking about how someone feels about you or where your relationship is going with someone, please include their name as well. That's how I connect to the energies when I do a private reading. So let's look at the piles today. So on pile number 1, we've got Sulley from Monsters Inc. And just ask yourself, what wishes are going to be granted for me in the next 6 months? On pile number 2, we've got Winnie the Pooh. That's so cute. And on pile number 3, we've got Captain Hook, James Hook from Peter Pan. So pause the video, take as much time as you need, and just feel whichever card pile or character you're feeling more drawn to. It's okay to pick more than one. You might find that if you do that, not everything in both piles resonates with you, but there will be some things in each. Sometimes that happens because it's a general reading. If anything doesn't resonate, please do just leave it, dismiss it, whatever. This is not a private reading, of course, so my cards have got to fit a lot of people's situations. So whenever you're ready, I'm going to start with pile number 1. Hey there everyone who chose pile number 1 with Sulley. This is your reading. So just as I started to film this, the church bells in the background have started to ring. So I'm sorry about the noise that will make. It may go on for 10 minutes, it may go on for 2 hours. So I never wait anymore. I learned my lesson after waiting like 2 or 3 hours for them to stop one time. I never wait, I just keep going forward. So let's take a look at what wishes are going to be granted for you in the next 6 months. So things that you've been hoping will happen that are going to come into fruition. So we've got the Hierophant here, which is Taurus energy. 9 of Swords. And the Tower. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that you've been through a bit of a tough time, and you're hoping for some more stability in your life, and I see that coming in for you. I think you've been maybe having difficulty sleeping, some of you, pile 1. There's also a sense of worry and anxiety here, and that might be related to your own personal life. It may be to do with the global situation if you're watching this when I'm uploading it, but I see that definitely easing off for you. You've been through some big changes in life that may have been quite destructive or scary, and with that Hierophant energy, it's saying that things are going to come into being a lot more stable for you. Things are going to settle down, and you're going to kind of feel like you've taken control of your life again, because when we get that Tower card, it says that things are happening beyond our control. So suddenly we're cruising along, everything's great, and then things get shaken up and we feel like we've been pushed off the wheel of our life, you know, pushed away from the steering wheel. And so there's a feeling of you coming back into control, noticing that crown is like being blown off the tower there. And when I get the crown charm in my charm tin, it always makes me think of free will and having control. So this, again, just seeing that you will get that control back. Of course, the Hierophant is wearing like a kind of funny crown in this deck. So yeah, I see you coming back into control. I see things settling down and stabilizing for you in the next 6 months. Whatever worries or anxieties you've had will lessen or disappear, and the difficult situation, the disruptive changes you've been going through will also stop, and the dust will settle. You'll be able to pick yourself back up. So let's see what else we've got. Your inner child card for today is Guide of Hearts. So this is interesting because I got this in another pick a card reading. It might have been the other fairy tale reading, but I think it was also for pile 1. So that's interesting if you chose pile 1 in that reading as well, and if you've got this repeated message, because that's really, really nice. So the Guide of Hearts is the Good Fairy from the Wizard of Oz, and this is the Queen of Cups in this deck. So this is saying that you are being guided, everything's going to work out fine in the end, basically. If you've watched the movie, I don't know about the book because I haven't read it. I should read it in the future, I guess. But the Good Fairy is kind of like a guardian angel for Dorothy, the main character. Dorothy's going on this journey. She has so much to overcome. There is a wicked witch who's trying to kill her, and there's like so much going on. And the Good Fairy is kind of always in the background watching over her. But she lets Dorothy make her own mistakes and make her own choices in life, and then she comes in at the end to tell her that she's had the power to go back home all along because she's been wearing these magical red ruby slippers. So it's like this realization that you now have the power to change things in your life and that you're now being given back the control. So you've been watched over by heaven all this time, by your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, passed over loved ones as well, especially if that's a feminine energy for you. If you have a mother figure or aunt or grandmother that's passed over, she is also around you now. And I've been getting that quite a lot recently, although that's not something that's ever really come up for me before because I don't do mediumship, but that's been coming up a lot for the collective. So just know that you have that feminine around you, and so they've been watching you go through these destructive changes. They've been watching you when you felt alone at night, scared or anxious or having difficulty getting to sleep or staying asleep. And so they've been watching you go through this because you've been learning on this journey, and then they're going to come in and just reveal that everything is going to be better for you now. So that's a really, really lovely message there for you. Definitely things stabilizing and you being given back control. So your Moonology card is Prosperity Lies Ahead, new moon in Taurus. So we've got that double Taurus energy coming in here. Also the water signs with the hearts cards, they're the cups of this deck. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces being represented here as well. So yeah, things are going to get better. Prosperity lies ahead. And that's a very stable card as well. So that kind of continuation feeling of stability and firmness. But also with prosperity, it's making me think of finances improving or your work life stabilizing as well. So that's a very nice message too. If you've been worried about your work, if you've lost your job or you have been reduced to like a small percentage of your previous income, just know that that's going to improve. Or if you've been looking for a job, again, know that that will become more stable for you in the future. You will find one in the next 6 months. So now your Sacred Traveler Oracle card, I forgot for a moment what that deck was called. Yeah, Narrow Pathway, Tread Thoughtfully. So again, coming to the other side of this rickety bridge that you've been going over. So if we see your current situation as going very carefully and slowly and being very scared walking over this bridge, because if you fall and it looks like a very well-worn, unstable bridge, it seems to be blowing in that wind, you'll fall into the canyon. But this is just saying that you are going to be guided to reach the other side. You're going to reach safety and solid ground. Really nice messages coming through for you. I think a lot of you will need to hear this, pile 1. If you've been through this very disruptive time, you will need to hear that things are going to improve soon. And then I'm using these Mysticious Lenormand cards as well. And you've got the tree, Baum. And this is Virgo energy here and the number 5. So yeah, this feeling again of stability, but also of growth and health when we get the tree. If you've had health concerns, especially mental health here with this Nine of Swords, it's making me think of poor mental health, like anxiety, stress, a lot of worry. Then just know that that's going to improve. You're going to feel a lot healthier. There's going to be room to grow and expand. Really lovely energy there. And I love how there's all these different types of birds in this tree, and these cute little bunnies being symbols of fertility and abundance. Oh, I've only just realized, can you see here on the outside there are these women holding up, they're like chalices in a way. I think they're meant to be like cups that's making this archway. I never noticed that before. That's really beautiful. Yeah, so a feeling of growth and stability again, and better health, feeling just more abundant in general. So again, that's coming through with positive messages for finances with those bunnies. And your angel key card says, Radуй се за живота. So just be joyful about life is what this means in Czech. So you see this angel is like kind of jumping up and down and looks like he's punching the air, and he's a yellow color as well, so that yellow being the color of self-confidence and of happiness, the solar plexus chakra and the sun. Definitely feeling like you've got your core back, because the solar plexus is the core of your being, so that's the seat of your happiness and your confidence. So definitely kind of getting back on the horse, group number 1. That really looks like really positive message for those of you that have been through a tough time. So let's put your charms on top. You might want to turn the volume down a little bit if you're wearing headphones, or if you've got the volume on loud. So group number 1, what wishes are going to be granted for you in the next 6 months? We've got a ton of charms here. I would also just wanted to say, while I was looking, like that fairy's got that magic wand, so that again is just making me think of granting wishes. So initials, we've only got one. We've got the letter E. So that could mean something for you as a first name, a surname, a place name maybe a company name for those of you that have been struggling at work. I'm also seeing quite a lot of zodiac signs, so I feel like maybe quite a few of you will be drawn to this pile. We've got Libra and Aries and Taurus again, so 3 times we've got the Taurus energy coming through there. We've also got Intelligent, which is the Gemini sign, so again just kind of relying on your own intelligence. I also see that we've got the repeated theme there of the tree. So that's stability and growth theme, and there is a little tree growing out of this canyon as well. So just that feeling again of, even in this harsh environment, you're able to thrive. And this is my symbol for growth as well. So definitely feeling like expanding and growing in a more healthy way. It's like you're starting to grow in the right direction as well. So that's really nice. Let's see what else we've got. So we have the Black Swan. And that is just a reminder that you are a very unique person and very special. So don't let anyone make you feel that you are in some way very mundane, or that you are not special, or that you are not worthy of the best, because that's coming out to say that you are very special and loved. Got this lovely winged heart here. And then you've got the Cartouche. Now this is quite a rare charm to come out, but this is saying you're being protected for the entirety of this lifetime and into the next lifetime as well. It's a very, very strong feeling. So I definitely get that you've got a lot of divine protection around you now, and you've got your guides and your angels and your spiritual team. And like I said, for a lot of you, those passed over feminine loved ones around you. We've got Believe. So again, that feeling of getting back into confidence, believing in yourself. This elephant is saying listen to your inner wisdom, not what other people are telling you. Got a nice big love heart there, so loving yourself. Really nice. We have a God charm, so this is Hermes or Mercury coming out for you. And I like that actually, because Hermes guides people through difficult situations. He's the patron of travelers, and he's also said to guide souls to the afterlife. Like he comes to them and he says, follow me, and they follow him to the afterlife. So there's that nice feeling of the guide there. So if you do want to work with Hermes, he's coming out to you in this reading, I'd recommend praying to him or lighting a candle and saying a little blessing, or meditating and calling upon him, because he's calling out to you here and he's got a really lovely energy. So we also have the explosion here. So maybe some of this stuff happened with that Tower card very unexpectedly. That's that sudden feeling of the rug being pulled out from under you. I also see some of you will be Canadian or have a Canadian connection, because we've got the maple leaf here, but this is also a sign of strength and endurance. So take that on board. Regardless of your heritage, you are a very strong person. And that tree symbolism for me is also about standing strong and tall. Like you've got your roots firmly in the ground and you're not going to let go. And I'm just seeing another tree there. So this is a Christmas tree though. So I wonder if something's happened for you around winter time, or when that's going to be when you really feel like you're, getting on top of things again. That's my sign for winter. So we've got the butterfly as well, which is about evolution, transformation. Again, like I said, feeling like you're back in control. So I'm seeing those wings unfolding and being ready to fly. Feel like there have been toxic people in your life, toxic relationships, toxic situations. The kettle here is showing things that have been bubbling away under the surface and have come to the boil. So maybe that is issues in relationships. Maybe it is your anxieties, your fears kind of really taking over. That screwdriver is a nice symbol again of things becoming more stable, like you're tightening the screw so it's not as wobbly, it's not as loose. And we've got live, love, laugh, which is just telling you, see the lighter side of life, have a laugh, do things that you enjoy, even if they seem a bit silly or a bit childish. Just make sure that you're doing things every day that you enjoy and that are kind of life affirming and loving and lighthearted, because getting back that playful energy, even if it's just for 5 minutes or something funny that you laugh at on your social media when you're scrolling down, just will lift your mood that little bit more. So that's what I want to say with that charm. So I'm going to put your dice on top now. So which set of dice am I rolling for group number 1 today? 3. Ooh, so that's our mystery story cubes. These ones. Okay, group number... Sorry, did I say... No, never mind. So how many of these dice am I rolling for group number 1? 4. Okay. I thought I'd said group 3. I think I was about to say group 3 there because I was still thinking about the 3. So, what wishes are going to be granted for group number 1 in the next 6 months? What wishes are going to come true for them? Okay. Okay, so it's nice to see that love heart again repeated. Some of you will be finding love, and that may be within yourself. It may be you start to grow attracted to someone. For some of you, there may be a committed relationship coming your way, but I'm feeling like it's just welcoming love back into your life for most of you. But it's nice that we have these repeated hearts coming through for you. We've also got the alarm, the sirens. This is making me think that something's gonna grab your attention as like a warning to stay away maybe from people like this before you can get close to them. These toxic people. Maybe someone's going to try and come back into your life and you just shut it down straight away. Like you're being wise, you're listening to that and you're like, no, I'm taking a stand, I'm not accepting that again. Because I see here this person coming into the spotlight. So this could be someone who like reveals themselves to you. Like I said, someone coming back from the past and trying to make contact. But because of the reading that we're doing today, I feel like it's more your time in the spotlight is going to come. It's like all of a sudden everything's going to make sense to you. You're going to feel like you're back in control. And there I'm seeing this person whose shadow is huge, this person who's scared of their own shadow. And it may be that situations from the past are still overshadowing your life right now. They've kind of cast that long shadow and they're leaving you with this Nine of Swords feeling. So I see that being done away with, like turning on the lights and the shadows disappearing, if that makes sense for some of you. So that's all I have for you today, group number 1. Thank you so much for joining me, and I am planning to do more of these fairy tale readings. If you like that kind of theme, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying seeing, you know, the life being like a fairy tale, life being like a journey for you, and I love fairy tales and folklore, so I'm loving kind of building this theme into my readings. So yes, thank you for joining me and allowing me to read your cards for you today. It's been lovely to give you these messages. I think a lot of you needed to hear it. If you want to support my channel, do check out all of the links in my description box, my Patreon page and my donations link, etc. And if you do want a private reading, my Etsy page is there as well. But do take care of yourselves, group number 1, and have a lovely rest of your day. I will see you again soon. Bye bye. Hey there everyone who chose pile number 2 with Winnie the Pooh. This is your reading. So let's take a look at what's gonna come up for you in the next 6 months in terms of wishes coming true, things that you were hoping would happen that are going to be fulfilled and realized in this next 6 months. So we've got the Knight of Wands. We've got the Star, it's a lovely card. And we've got the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got, interestingly, the Star is a bit of a wish card. It's a feeling of hope and fulfillment, but I'm seeing Aquarius energy here, as well as all of the fire signs. That's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So that might resonate with you. Basically, I'm seeing this being a good sign for anything that you've been hoping would happen creatively and to do with work, study, and finance. Because with that Knight of Wands, I'm looking at that feeling of that creative drive, that force that's pushing you forward. And I'm also seeing travel for some of you as well. So if you were hoping that you'd be able to get out and visit relatives, or if you were hoping to be able to go on holiday or to travel somewhere, then I see that coming in for you. Especially if that travel has a kind of business or study work feeling to it. There's a sense of traveling with a purpose when we get the Knight of Fire, so that's really good. Star is just telling me that you're going to feel much more optimistic moving forward. It's like your spirits are lifted. Don't know if you've been in quite a dark period recently, because the Star always follows the Tower, so feeling like we're getting to a happier place for those of you that have been through a tough time, for those of you that have maybe been feeling very low. It may not even be that you've had a very tumultuous time, but just that you've been feeling very low in yourself. And that Three of Pentacles is showing positive things. Anything that you've been hoping for that's work related, study related, or to do with a particular skill, that's going to move forward and come to fruition in these next 6 months. So I'm going to look at the rest of your cards and see what else they can tell us. Hopefully they can kind of narrow it down a little bit for you. So your inner child card is 8 of Hearts. Okay, this is 8 of Cups. But looking at this card, it's very different to the regular 8 of Cups, which is about leaving a situation. These two mermaid children, well, mermaid and merboy, I guess, are playing these musical instruments, and so these hearts are like musical notes. So that's where I'm getting the creative feeling from you. I don't know if you have a particular creative project or if you work in a creative field, but there's definitely a sense of projects coming to fruition or making great progress over these next 6 months. So that's really positive for those of you that do work in a creative field or have that on the side as your hobby or your skill, your main interest. And so the 8 of Hearts, as I was saying, it's about removing yourself from a situation that's draining you or where you're feeling overwhelmed. So I think this card is saying that you're going to learn to better balance your energy over this next 6 months. So the 8 is that infinity symbol, you know, that feeling of harmony and balance. And we've got a girl and a boy here, so, and they're also making an infinity symbol. That's weird. I didn't notice that at first, but they are. Wow. Okay, yeah. So there's this feeling here of coming into balance, and we've got the masculine and the feminine balanced equally. No one is outshining each other here. No one is giving more than the other. So you're balancing those energies within you. People who have had to do healing of the divine masculine within themselves, or even the divine feminine as well, that is going to come into balance very nicely, and it's going to start moving forward positively. I'm also seeing sacral chakra healing here. So those of you that have had a very unstable or blocked sacral chakra, that's going to improve. That is the seat of your emotions. So if you've been quite drained or unstable in your emotions, that is going to come into a much more healthy state. It's also the seat of your creative expression. So that's very nice. And so yeah, I'm just seeing learning not to remain in situations that are draining or that are unharmonious, you know, those situations that make us feel anxious or stressed, those relationships that trigger us and bring out those feelings within us. You're learning how to navigate that and to move forward much more healthily and put your energy in the right place. So I'm feeling like using that energy and that love and that creative expression constructively, driving it towards that, you know, that positive destination. So hopefully that will make sense for most of you. So your Moonology card today is Bring Love into the Situation, New Moon in Aquarius. So we've got Aquarius twice here because that's the star zodiac sign. So yeah, I feel like definitely learning to love yourself, and the fact that this is a hearts card as well is just making me think that when you start balancing yourself from within and getting that love and that optimism for yourself, that's going to start radiating out around you. So there may be new love coming towards you. We've got that Knight of Wands energy there. So this may be a man coming towards you who's a fire sign, or a masculine energy who has that fiery energy about them. But I just want to say, like, that's not the focus of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing more creative stuff, but I think it's like the start of new things in love for you as well. So I'm not saying that I'm seeing a committed relationship for you in the next 6 months, but I'm seeing there being interest there, and I'm seeing the foundations being laid for much healthier relationships in the future, if that makes sense. So your Sacred Traveler Oracle card is Discovering Truth. You stand in the light of truth. Now that's a very powerful card. This is saying that if there are situations where you haven't received closure from them, you haven't learned the full truth, you may get some communication that tells you the truth of that situation, but also I feel like it's fine if you don't. Like, there's a feeling of, I'm rising above that situation because I know the truth within my own self. So that's a really powerful card. Like, you're choosing to distance yourselves from situations that are very murky and where people are acting out of their own ego and just wanting things for themselves, and you're choosing to say, no, I'm gonna be discerning and I'm gonna follow the truth that's within me. Because you see these two men, they're like pointing to this direction and saying like, oh, the best stuff is all over there, and this guy, our traveler, is going, no, I'm gonna do me, and he's just going in the opposite direction. So I think that's really nice there, that nice visualization. So you got two Mysticus Lenormand cards, and I just took both of them, although I wanted one. So we've got the moon here, that's Cancer energy, and the number, this is quite hard to see in the camera, but it's the number 32. I see that we've got repeated sheep here as well. We've got sheep here and here as well. So I don't know if that has any kind of meaning for you, if you particularly like sheep, or if they're one of your spirit animals, I'm not sure. But we've also got the key, Schlüssel, and this is the sun, and the number 33. So that's interesting, the 32 and the 33. Okay, so the moon is about, of course, your spiritual side. Interesting that we've got the moon and the star here. So the moon is saying getting in touch with who you are deep within. It's talking about finding that truth within, so following on from that Discovering Truth card. And it's also about recognition, so that feeling of validation that comes when you are very secure within yourself. And the key is also about security, so it's saying that this card that it's come out with is 100% certainly going to happen. So the key is always just that nice little validation of whatever comes out next to it. So you're definitely going to deepen yourself spiritually, and you're going to find truth and validation within yourself over the next 6 months. And then your angel key card says Odpust sobie I ostatnim, which is check for forgive yourself and others. So again, feeling that harmony and that balance within yourself and in relationships, and also moving on from situations that have been very harmful, very stressful, very painful in many ways for you. You're just choosing to move on, and like I said, leaving the crowd, like you're choosing to pull yourself out of those situations and follow your own path, but without bearing a grudge. You're kind of lightening your energy on the inside, releasing that burden. So let's put your charms on top, group number 2. And if you're wearing headphones or if you have the volume on loud, you may want to turn the volume down just a little bit. So group 2, what is coming up for you in the next 6 months? What wishes are going to be granted for you in the next 6 months? Oh, wow. Okay, lots of cards, not cards, lots of charms jumping out here. Whoa. Okay, so I'm just looking for initials. So I can see we've got K and I as your initials today, and that could have some meaning for you as a first name, a surname, a place name, maybe a company name if this is to do with work or a particular discipline. Whenever I think of the I just think of the self as well, so also take that on board. So I can see we've got a star here, which is nice, that repeated symbolism of hope and faith and optimism. So this was slightly downturned, so whenever it's kind of leaning towards going south, I think of it being like bad luck. So I think your luck is changing. I think this feeling of things have been just repeatedly going wrong for me. I've been going through like this series of unfortunate events. That's going to change for you now. We've got the helmet as well, which is just validating that you've been through a tough time and that you've been very strong throughout that. This is just something that fell out of my, like it's part of a broken charm, so I'll just put that back in the tin. So we've got the movie camera here. So for some of you, you will be photographers or filmmakers, maybe YouTubers or actors, but this is also saying that your time is coming. So basically, when I get the movie camera, I think of the phrase lights, camera, action. So if I explain it as you being behind the scenes in a theatre, and everyone's been setting stuff up on the stage for you, like heaven has been working behind the scenes, the universe has been setting everything up, and you're not aware of this because you're just hanging about behind the scenes thinking that you're in the dark. But someone is going to call your name and you're going to step out into the spotlight very soon. So this nice feeling of, hey, I just looked at that, you stand in the light of truth, like stepping into that light, coming out of the darkness and stepping into the light. That's very, very nice. So it's going to be your time to shine very soon. So I see live, love, laugh, and that came out in the last pile as well. So this is talking about releasing burdens and just enjoying yourself. So the little things every day that you can do to make you feel happy, just the little things that you can have a laugh at, little cozy things that you can do just to lift your mood. Just remember to do something like that every day. Just have a little bit of fun, lighten up a little bit. Got another camera here as well, so that might have quite a strong meaning for you. But this is also talking about not holding on to the past, because when I think of the camera, I think of photos and memories that come with that. So making sense of the past, but not allowing it to determine where you're going in the future. Got the little apple here, which is a sign of health, so improved health. And I feel like that's not just physical, it's also mental for you, you know, getting that mental clarity and that sense of relief. Have the screwdriver, and this is about making things more stable. So, you know, screwing those screws tighter when they've become loose so that the machine or whatever it is isn't going to wobble and fall to pieces. It's going to stand stable and tall. Got the paw print here, so maybe strong connection to animals, again making me think back to those sheep. Someone might want to look up sheep as a spirit animal and post the meaning in the comments, because I think that might be quite helpful for some of you. But I'm also thinking of following here, so choosing not to follow other people, choosing to just follow your own path, because it's like a footprint, like following tracks. we've got eternal love, and there's that infinity symbol again. That's really interesting that that's coming out there for you. So that repeated figure of 8, that feeling of infinity and everything being in a cycle. So when you have the downs, you know that the ups are also going to come, if you see what I mean. And again, discovering that eternal love within yourself. This one came out in pile number 1 as well. So we've got Hermes or Mercury here, and he is the patron god of travelers, and he guides people in transitional periods, and he's also said to guide souls to the afterlife so that they get there safely. So he's a very compassionate deity who loves humans. In the Greek texts, like the Odyssey, for example, he's often referred to as Hermes, lover of men, because he's just genuinely interested and cares about humans. So he's coming out for you here. So you may feel called to pray to Hermes or Mercury, or light a candle and say a little blessing, or meditate and call upon him, because he's saying that he wants to help you. He wants to guide you through this transitional period. So I'm seeing these two that are kind of like falling on top of each other. So we've got a worry doll, and then we've got the fish skeleton. So when I get the fish skeleton, I think of you feeling that you don't have enough. It's that 5 of Pentacles feeling, like either thinking you don't have enough or that you're not enough in some way. And so that's coming through with the worry. So again, just feeling that validation of you are always enough, you are whole, you are complete, you don't need anyone else to complete you, or anyone else's opinion or validation to justify you in some way. Like, just keep going as you are, and you're going to become whole again. I love that we got that repeated infinity symbol, because I didn't even realize that they were making that until I'd said it and then just looked at it, and it was like, you know, those what are they called, optical illusions, and you look at it and it's fine, and then someone says, yeah, but it's also this, and then suddenly you can't unsee it. It's like that, just it comes into view, and it's like, whoa. Sorry, I love it when these things happen. Like, it really is why I love using charms and dice and everything on top. So we've got a mermaid here, and we have these mermaids as well. So maybe you also feel very close to water elementals like merfolk. But when I pull this mermaid charm, I'm thinking of seduction and allure, something that's tempting you or calling you to do something. So maybe this skill or this creative thing is your calling in a way, and you have like a job that pays the bills, but this is what is truly calling out to your soul. And so I really see that coming into fruition for you, and getting a lot of progress done over these next 6 months. So that's really nice to be able to give you that message. We've got that meditation and yoga charm here, so maybe some of you trying to establish that kind of spiritual practice. And again, it's making me think of this clarity of mind thing, being mindful. Seeing autumn coming out for you, so that maybe when you start getting real improvements in your situation, autumn, Halloween time. And then this is the feather for spirit guides. So I have some feathers that mean angels, and then this one means spirit guides. So your spirit guides are around you at this time. They're helping you. I mean, they're always around you, but it feels like they're giving you some extra guidance and some extra energy right now. Oh, look. Also, just as I was saying that, we've got angel wings as well. So yes, definitely being strongly guided by the divine at this time. And this is, to be honest, this is something that's been coming up for the collective a lot recently, that there's a lot of divine energy around you. So it really feels like humanity in general is just really being guided to have epiphanies and awakenings at this time. And I think that's partly why this whole global situation has unfolded. It's been to allow us to go deeper within and to really analyze our lives and what we're doing and what we're here to do, what we want to do. So I feel like that's partly why we're being so surrounded and guided right now. Seeing the lion as well. So some of you may be Leos or have that quite strongly in your chart or in a prominent position. Leo is just reminding you not to be prideful. Don't let pride stop you from asking for help, or don't let pride stop you from sharing your work with someone who might be able to give you tips about it. Because when we get that 3 of Pentacles, I'm thinking of getting creative help from someone else, whether you're actually working with them to create something or whether they're just giving you like tips or feedback on your work. Don't be too afraid or too prideful to share that. Okay, so I'm seeing a knight as well. So I feel like there is a man coming towards you, a masculine energy in this sense. And this may be your creative advisor. It may be someone who is romantically inclined towards you. Normally that's what I get when I get the knight charm. I'm thinking someone who's coming towards you in a romantic sense. This beautiful flower is also about beauty and blossoming, so this feeling of expansion, your project's unfolding, but there's no need to rush it. So when we get the manta ray, it's saying just go with the flow, follow your energy, don't push yourself too hard, don't let yourself burn out. That's a big theme of the Eight of Cups. Don't let yourself burn out. Just keep going slowly and where your intuition is taking you. And we've got just married here. So yeah, I think some of you, I'm not saying that you're going to get married in 6 months, especially if you're not in a relationship yet, but I'm just feeling like there is that possibility of a relationship coming in for you as well. Oh my God, the infinity symbol, the third time. Whoa. This is such a tiny charm that it almost never comes out. It's like one of those ones that kind of sinks to the bottom of my charm tin and never really comes out. This is incredible that you've got this. And now I'm seeing it everywhere. Look, on the caduceus. It's just like repeated again and again and again. Oh my God. I love it when this happens, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna put your dice on top now just to distract me from this. So which dice am I gonna roll for group number 2? 1, okay. Excited to see what comes out. And how many of these dice am I gonna roll? Oh my God. Da, 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 da. I think some of you need to start drawing that infinity symbol as like a mantra piece, or like you need to start wearing it, because it seriously got some power for you guys. That was crazy. Like I was rolling that dice thinking if it's an 8, oh my God. I've got goosebumps right now, you guys. So, wow. What wishes are going to be granted for group number 2 in the next 6 months? Okay. Let me just see what we've got. Okay, so straight away, that jester hat is jumping out at me. That is just like this live, love, laugh charm. Allow yourself to laugh. Allow yourself to do things that are maybe a bit silly, playing the fool, imaginary games, watching cartoons if you enjoy doing that. I know I do. I love watching stuff from my childhood, or cartoons that I really wanted to watch when I was a kid, but they weren't available where I lived. Just doing those things that make you happy. We've got the haystack on the wheelbarrow, which is a symbol of abundance coming through for you. That's really, really nice. I'm also seeing 2 more god charms, and they're both Greek gods. So we've got Zeus, also known as Jupiter or Jove, and we've got Apollo, and his name doesn't change in the Roman tradition. So this is Zeus, the king of the gods in the Greek pantheon and the Roman pantheon, and Apollo is that creative god. So he's the god of creativity, of art, of expressing yourself, and also of anyone who makes their living in an artistic way. So all musicians, artists, writers, poets, etc., dancers, that's Apollo's field. So that is coming through very, very strongly for you. So you have a lot of divine energy around you right now. And I will also say that Zeus is also the god of the weather. So you see he's holding that thunderbolt there, ready to strike someone who's annoyed him. He changes the weather with his mood. So you may want to start building up a relationship with any of these deities. You don't have to if you don't feel that resonates with you, if you feel uncomfortable doing that. But I would say that when they come out to you like this, it can be very, very rewarding to build that relationship, even if it sets just as small as lighting like a little candle like that and just saying a few words like, if you can help me in any way, thank you so much. I'm receptive to that. It really helps. So then we have the entrance to this castle, and this is making me think of being strong and firm and having that strong foundation in your life. Got the lone wolf as well, so I'm wondering if you're going to start building up more of a support group. So it feels like you're calling out for more communication and more of a social group around you. So this dice, I always connect it with this. It's this same Five of Pentacles feeling. It's the old woman who is crippled and feels really low about herself, feels like she's not worthy of anything. So again, feeling that needing to get back a lot of self-esteem here and reminding yourself that you are this wonderful human being, you are this wonderful, beautiful soul, and you have so much to offer this world. You're certainly a beautiful creative force, which is lovely, and you have so much divine energy around you, encouraging you and bolstering you and protecting you. And then we've got the treasure chest here, so lovely feeling of, again, abundance coming your way, but also kind of surprises as well. So you may get some things perhaps financially that surprise you moving forward. So that's really, really nice messages to share with you today, group number 2. That's all I have for you, but I hope you've enjoyed it, and please let me know how it resonated in the comments, and don't forget to like and share with a friend and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Anyone wanting to help out the channel in any way at all, thank you so much. Please do check out my description box where I put all the links for my Patreon page. I would love it if you could check that out and I could get to know you better over there. Also my Amazon wish list and my PayPal link for anyone who wants to help out in any way and show some gratitude. That's so lovely for everyone who's done that so far. Anyone wanting to book a private reading, there's also my Etsy page there as well. Please remember, as always, to leave your name, your email address, your question, and if there's anyone else involved in your question, leave their name as well for me. Thank you. And thank you so much for joining me. It's been lovely to be able to give you these messages and feeling like really excited and enthusiastic for you, and really looking forward to seeing what you guys achieve over the next 6 months. So with you all the way. So with that being said, take care of yourselves and have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye. Hi there, pile number 3, my last pile. If you chose Captain Hook, then this is your reading. So let's see what wishes are going to be granted for you in the next 3 months. Basically things that you've been hoping that will happen, that are going to come to fruition for you in that time. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, and the Devil. Okay, so we've got Capricorn energy coming out here. I feel like for you, group number 3, this is a situation where you're either healing from an addiction or some kind of obsession, or you are closing out a karmic cycle. So a situation where there's been a lot of hurt and where there's been kind of karmic things happening, karmic debts being repaid. And I feel like this is kind of already in process with the 7 of Pentacles there. Like you've already put some work in towards it. And I think you can be proud of that. Like I think this is something that you've really shown a lot of resilience in doing. But with that Devil and the 6 of Cups, I'm thinking this is like a karmic thing. I'm thinking this is something that has maybe affected you as an obsession, as a toxic relationship, as maybe some kind of addiction for some of you. But I'm seeing that being closed out and getting to a much healthier and more happy space for you, and free of those karmic ties. So let's see what else we've got. So your inner child card today is 7 of Crystals. That's 7 of Pentacles. So we've got that twice. That's really nice. Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling like this is something you've already been working towards. And I just want to say, if that's the case, please be proud of how far you've come already. Because I feel like a lot of you have really been trying to heal from something. You've really been trying to pull yourself out of negative or toxic relationships or kind of dynamics, even if that's in the workplace or in your family. You've been trying to pull yourself out of that. And if you have been addicted to something or obsessed with someone, just know that that is a very brave thing to do, to actually change your way of thinking and change your behavioral patterns. That's something that some people in life never manage to fully face up to or achieve. So I just want to say well done for how far you've come on your journey already. And I love this card. It's like this feeling of coziness, and she's lighting these candles, counting down to the better times, the times when she's going to be able to celebrate. There's this lovely rainbow rug that she's sitting on that is bringing in all of these warmth and these colors when it's a very wintry, cold situation outside. So it's like this feeling of coziness that I'm getting from this card is very, very nice. Let's see what we've got in these cards. So your Moonology card says, what do you need to release? Waning moon. So again, this feeling of ridding yourself of things that are toxic. You're going to start making massive progress, and I feel like you're actually closing out the cycle. Like if there's been a karmic partner that's taken some karmic debt from you, left you feeling very unhappy, very upset, or like you've been through some kind of traumatic relationship dynamic, that's going to end. You're going to close that out and say goodbye to that person and cut yourself free from that tie. I'm also seeing there being behavioral patterns and, like I said, ways of thinking that are changing and releasing for a lot of you. So that's really nice, really positive. Rejuvenating rain, clear the past, heal the present. Definitely this is about healing, you guys. So this is a Sacred Traveler Oracle card, and I like this image because it's very peaceful and it's bringing this feeling of newness, and how she's just kind of touching her hand into that water like it's going to bless her and heal her and cure her in some way. And I love the soft colours that she's wearing. Really, really nice. This feeling of just allowing that to wash over you and allowing that water to just take the past away from you and kind of sail it away downstream while you stay here and heal the present and look to move forward more positively. That's really nice. I like the repeated winter imagery in these two cards as well. I think this is one of my favourite cards in the deck just because of the artwork. It's so beautiful. So yeah, this Mr. Lenormand card, I don't normally use these, but I'm trying to use them more often. And this is Park. That's the number 20, and I think that's the 10th house. So this is saying this situation has involved a lot of people. Like when we get the Park, it's talking about it's involving multiple people. And so I'm feeling like everyone is going to get their karma and everyone is going to start closing off those cycles in their lives and disentangling themselves from one another and just starting to live as they are. Because something that I'm really noticing is that this man and this woman, they're very separate here. Although it's a park, it's a public space, they're quite far away from each other. They're social distancing. There's this nice space in between them, a feeling of, okay, I'm going my way, you're going your way. I like that. Feeling good. Feeling like an independent feeling from you now. And this angel key card says uvolnje se, which is relax. So again, feeling that coziness with this angel in the bath, just like relaxing, and that repeated water imagery as a healing symbol. There's also a fountain in the middle of this card, and obviously the 6 of Cups being a water card as well. Like I'm just getting the sense of cleansing and healing and enjoying spending that time getting back to you. I think a lot of you have maybe given away parts of yourself, given away a lot of your power and energy, and you're starting to reclaim that. It's like you're coming back and you're being whole again. So I really like that, and I've been getting that recently in a few private readings, and also in one recent pick a card I got quite a few messages of that coming through for the collective. So I feel like this is something a lot of people are going through. So just know that you are not alone on this journey. There are a lot of people who are similarly, they're in the same boat. They're going through very similar situations, even though it may seem very different. Because one thing that I've learned from being a tarot reader is that it doesn't matter where you are in the world or how old you are or how unique a person you are. You all have the same kind of dreams and hopes. You all face very similar challenges, and so a lot of people, they come to me with basically very similar questions, although they might be phrased differently or looked at from a different angle. They're all wanting to know very similar things. So I just think it's lovely that regardless of cultural differences and age and background and class and wealth and whatever, we all go through very, very similar journeys in life. And that's why I like doing the fairy tale readings as well, because one thing that I love about fairy tales and folklore is that they all have these very similar themes, and they just remind us that humanity is not as varied as we maybe think it is. And although it comes from different cultural norms and different time periods, it's all talking about very similar journeys and challenges and experiences. So let's put your charms on top now, group number 3. And if you're wearing headphones or if you have the volume on loud, maybe turn it down a little bit because these can be a little bit loud. I'm just going to take a sip of my tea. So, group number 3. What wishes are going to be granted for you in the next 6 months? So many charms. Oh my goodness. I've been pulling so many charms in this entire video. So let me look for the initials first. We've got an R here, a K, and then A, B, and X. So that might have some meaning for you as someone's first name or surname, a place name perhaps. I'm just going to start over here where there's this massive concentration of charms. So we've got the lovely star. That's a symbol of hope and healing and optimism, having faith that things will work out. Also got the perfume. So that's about being attracted to someone or something, or someone being attracted to you. Also seeing the hen here. So someone may be born in the Chinese year of the rooster, because I take that as that meaning. So just take that on if that has some meaning for you, but it's also a symbol of the mother. So maybe you are a mother, or you're going to be becoming a mother. Maybe that's what the 7 of crystals is about, you know, building up to that fruition there in a very physical way. For some of you, this may be repairing your relationship with your mother. Just take that how it resonates. Got this cat here, this feeling of contentment. That's the cat who's got the cream. Got an awakening happening for you as well with the alarm clock. Suddenly realizing something, realizing the truth of a situation. We have guardian angel for wealth. So that's nice. The angels are watching over your finances at this time. So we've got this lovely leaf. This is the symbol of shedding and releasing. So that's nice as well to tie in with what we've been seeing. Then we have this worry charm, this worry thread wrapped around this fairy. So the fairy for me is a symbol of magic. And so it's almost like you haven't been able to see the magic anymore. You haven't been able to believe that the world is this beautiful, enchanting place. You've had that, almost like your connection with the divine has been cut or made blurry in the past few months, maybe even in the past year. There's just this sense of almost losing faith in a way, but you're going to be regaining that. So that's really lovely. And maybe you do feel a strong connection to fairies and earth elementals and air elementals. Have Father Christmas here, so maybe recovering from something in winter. But I'm seeing winter a lot here, so I think like that's maybe when you're going to start seeing some big improvements for yourself. Got the deer charm as well. So that little fawn is just making me think of someone very innocent who always believes the best of people. So someone doesn't want to believe that people can be like mean-hearted or cruel or overly egotistical. So maybe that's your awakening, is understanding that not everyone acts out of integrity, and not everyone thinks through their actions as to how they're going to hurt or affect other people. Just basically not everyone is as nice as you. And this might be shocking. We've got that lightning bolt, and that says that something shocks you. So I'm kind of connecting it to this awakening charm. We've got the notification bell as well. So something, this might be your awakening, or someone is trying to get your attention in the next 6 months. Okay, I love that we've got this gear here, because that's saying that this healing, this clearing is already underway. And that's just validating what I was saying with the 7 of Pentacles coming out twice, that you've been putting in a lot of work to do this. You're already moving forward. Can see the toxic person sign there. So releasing these people. And the camera as well. So you may be a photographer or a filmmaker, so that might have some extra meaning for you. But the camera for me is about holding on to the past, those memories in photos, that nostalgia, letting that go. So no longer holding on to the past or looking back at the past every day and thinking like, oh, if only I could go back and change things, or if only I could go back and experience that again. We're moving on and clearing the past and healing the present. Got the owl here saying, listen to your inner wisdom. Listen to what's on the inside, not what other people are telling you. Also a big angel feather here, so angels definitely around you at this time. We've got that twice. Also the butterfly. Now this is a lovely symbol of unfolding and evolving, transforming, coming out of that cocoon, this cozy space, and feeling more confident going back out into the world again, because you've gone through a transformation. You're no longer the person that you were in the past. This protective knot is a symbol of stabilizing your energy field. So taking this time, this quiet time, where we're not really engaging with a lot of other people, to stabilize and clear and cleanse your energy field. And this jumped out while I was shuffling. It just kind of jumped out of the tin. This is a snake. So you may know someone who's born in the Chinese year of the snake. But for me, this charm means an unlikely friend or an unlikely ally. So meeting someone that you wouldn't expect would be on your side because of their background or their friends, for example, or someone that you already know and you've not had a good history with, actually helping you out in some way. This flower is a symbol of beauty and of blossoming, so similar energy there to the butterfly. We've also got freedom in the heart space, so again, freeing yourself from these toxic situations. We've got a key. Oh, 2 keys. Lovely. So finding solutions to situations, that's really, really nice. Then we have this God charm. So every pile so far has got a God charm. There's been a lot of divine energy around the collective recently. So this is Aphrodite, or Venus, the Greek and Roman goddess of love and beauty. And she's coming out to you now saying that she'd like to help you. So if you feel comfortable doing this, or if you feel called to do this, do consider praying to Aphrodite, lighting a candle and saying a small blessing, or meditating and calling upon her and asking her for help or support or guidance, because she's coming out for you now. Here we've got the unicorn. So this is just reminding you that you are very special and unique, and there's a purity that comes with the unicorn, like this feeling of you're kind of untainted in a way. You are this pure, beautiful soul, and don't let anyone kind of dampen that or make you feel damaged because of their own issues. And this lovely Easter bunny. This says that surprises are on the way for you, and if you're watching this kind of not when I'm releasing it, if you're watching it later, that's tying in a springtime energy and kind of Easter energy for you. So just be aware that may be when things come into fruition for you. But for the rest of you, that's about surprises. And then we have the pig of abundance. So abundance coming your way. Also calling out for anyone who was born in the Chinese year of the pig. So a few different Chinese years coming out here, but also that nice abundant feeling. So let's do your dice now. Which set of dice am I rolling for group number 3 today? 6. Okay, that is the Voyagers story cubes here. And how many of these dice am I rolling for group number 3? Just 2 today, okay. I like that you have the Voyagers one though, because that really ties in with the fairy tale theme of being on a journey and what are you going to experience on that journey. So what's coming up for group number 3 in the next 6 months? What wishes are going to be fulfilled for them? Ooh, we've got the repeated snake charm, so that's coming out again. Now snake, normally for me, not the snake that's in this little hat, that's why I think of him being like an unlikely friend, because he's just really sweet. Snake normally means someone who is aggressive or toxic in some way, like maybe you don't expect them to be, but then, you know, you do something that crosses them and they snap and they like really lash out at you and you're like, oh my God. So releasing those people that actually don't support you in the way that you thought they should or would. Releasing those people that are very caught up in their own egos and in self-preservation. And then we've got the rain here again. So again, that feeling of rejuvenating rain. That rain coming in to heal and release and cleanse and clear. So there may be some kind of ritual or ceremony you can do with water, like for example bathing, or letting your hands wash through running water, like as a symbolic cleansing for you. Feeling like that will resonate with some of you. But I just like that we've got that repeated theme there of rain being what is releasing and cleansing. So that's all I have for you today, group number 3, and I hope you've really enjoyed it. I am going to do more in the fairy tale series. If you enjoy this kind of theme, stay tuned for that. Please do let me know in the comments how it resonated with you, and also please like, share with a friend, and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading. If you want to help out the channel, please do go to the description box and consider checking out my Patreon page. It would be lovely to get to know you better over there. Or if you want to make a one-off donation, thank you so much for doing that and for considering that. I've got my PayPal link and my Amazon wishlist for new decks. So excited. In the description box as well. Thank you for everyone who's done that so far as well. You are so kind and generous. Anyone who wants to book a private reading, just go to the description. There's my Etsy page there. I've got quite a few different listings, so do click on them and kind of read what they're about, because some of them are quite quirky and some of them you can only get with me because I've designed the reading. But remember to leave me your question, your name and your email address, and if there's anyone else involved in your question, please leave their name as well so that I can connect with their energy. And have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been lovely to be able to pass on these messages to you and hopefully give you some hope and some bolstering moving forward. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.